You guys, this latest TikTok trend pissed me the off. Check this out.
Men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men. But with the exception of somebody like Steve, I think Steve is very self-sufficient.
That's Joy's husband.
But like my husband, it takes a village of women to make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth. He can, you know.
So this latest TikTok trend, y'all. Well, before I jump into that, let me just, if I seem a little off, or if I'm a little bit more than normal, crazy, I went to the dentist earlier today, so this side of my mouth is still kind of numb. I can't really feel my lip at this point. I put a hot water heater in our home yesterday, so my back is a little sore. I'm kind of like a little bit tired, a little bit tight. And then a few minutes ago, I was washing dishes, and I put my hand in the glass too much and almost cut my finger off in the glass. So my wife gave me this makeshift bandage. Thank God for my boo for taking care of me always. Otherwise, I'd be going to the hospital getting some stitches. And y'all, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who don't really know me, if my son watches, he'll know me. I ain't going to the hospital to get no stitches. As a matter of fact, but my brothers and sisters, before I jump into this conversation about do women need men, I got a quick. I'm prone to accidents, but back in the day, my son had to be about maybe 9, 8, 9. I don't know. He decided to run through the house with his eyes closed and bumped into a wall. And to this day, he has a scar right here, right? Bumped into a wall. Everybody freaking out. Blood is everywhere. So they're like, let's call the ambulance. I said, no. Tell him to sit his ass down. I walked to Walgreens at the time and got us some butterfly stitches. I walked back, told him to sit down, cleaned the blood off, cleaned it out, put the butterfly stitches on, stayed up there for about 2 weeks, and healed just fine. Yes, it left him with a scar, but it's his fault. Should have opened his eyes. Pop, you know better than that. You don't be listen. You better tell Trey. Don't be running through the house with his eyes closed. That's what happens. Anyway, y'all, let me jump into this video real quick. So a couple of weeks ago, I heard J.D. Vance talk about this cat lady thing when he started talking about. I think he was talking about Kamala Harris not having kids, and he decided to go on a rant about women with no kids and calling them cat ladies.
Childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too.
So the whole world was upset, especially this lady right here, Ana Navarro. So I'm a little pissed off at this particular one because this whole thing, do women need men, is some BS to me. Because I said it before, I said it 1,000 times, we all need, on this planet, we all need each other. We all play a part. And I heard this video and seeing the young women in the millennials, as I call them, share this perspective was a little bit upsetting because where would we be without each other? Where would we be without men? I'm not saying that men are gods, men are kings, or men are lords over women. We are equal. Women are kings. Women can be female goddesses, whatever you want to be. We're equal on this playing field. No job is too big or too small for anyone on this planet. But when we start having conversations, do we need men? And the answer over and over is no. That pisses me off a little bit. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, whether we want to admit it or not. A lot of men can say the same. A lot of men can be very angry and say, I didn't have a father. I don't need a father. And the truth still remains that we all needed a father at one point in time in our life. I'm not saying that not having a father handicapped us or crippled us completely. Because in some cases it has. What I'm saying is that men have a part to play in society the same way women have a part to play in society. What pissed me off about Ana Navarro is after the cat lady comment, she went crazy on The View. And, pointing JD and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So when I saw her vehemently talk about men in this regard, except gay men, it was very upsetting. Because Miss Ana Whether you want to admit it or not, we all need each other. A planet full of women won't go well, the same way a planet full of men won't go well. We were all created here to be equal, and I get it. There have been abuse and misuse of each other on both sides of the fence. It's crazy because we talk about divorce a lot. And we skip over the fact that as many gay marriages and gay relationships break up just as much as heterosexual ones. The Brat and Judy. Because we're human. That's what we're missing here. This ish pisses me off because we're human freaking beings. It's not that men are useless. That's freaking offensive. The same if a man says women are useless. That's freaking offensive. We are equal. And until we begin to see each other as equal, it should be equal pay across the board. Let me say this too. Because I know I don't think I've ever jumped on this bandwagon, but I get in certain industries that men have gotten paid more. But it's not just, it's a certain class of men. Because I'm going to say this. A man with no college education, a man who can be 50 years old, he can have all the experience in the world. If he doesn't have a college degree, or if he can have all the work experience in the world. He will be passed over for an opportunity over and over and over again. It will be women in front of him, men in front of him, and other. Because they have, quote unquote, what the company wants. So when we start having these conversations about who's useless and who's this and who's that, we got to have the conversation about we live in an imperfect world where people are assholes, male and female. So nobody is useless. And I hate to see people with platforms like The View who drill down these narratives that one species of individuals is useless. You can say I've been hurt. You can say I've been used. You can say that this individual was an ass. You can say that this individual did me dirty. You can say that this, but it doesn't mean men or women across the freaking board. Men get hurt the same way. This woman did this to me. It's like we have this conversation within the black community where some black men, I've heard this too on, what's podcast is that? The two twin guys from the military, the fair-skinned brothers, the twins, I forgot the channel name. But my wife and I were watching it a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about dating, or they was reacting to a video, and it was a black lady on there. She was yelling and screaming, and when they started to do their commentary, the first thing one of them said was, "That's why I don't date black women." I already knew that they weren't married to black women because you can tell in their conversation. I don't have a problem with with interracial relationships. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the degradation of one individual based upon your past experiences. All black women are not loud and rowdy. All black women are not ghetto. And so in this particular situation, when I heard these two gentlemen talking about why they did outside their race and why there's this, at the end of the day, we can't control who we fall in love with. And that's what this should all be about you falling in love with somebody that means the world to you. Sorry, my mouth is freaking, hold on. I feel like I'm slobbing all over the place. It means the world to you. But in a video on your platform, to say, that's why I don't date that race, or that's why I don't do this. There is a bad apple in every race across the country. When we used to watch 90 Day Fiancé, there was a gentleman, I believe he was in Tokyo, didn't have a job, didn't want to work, was lazy, scamming people, hustling people. The same stereotypical attributes that the world associates with some black men. I'm not lazy. I'm not ghetto. I can be loud at times, as you can tell. But what I'm saying, we have all of these narratives when the narrative really is, in every situation, there's just a bad apple. I take the responsibility for myself. In some situation, in the situations that I want to point blame, I got to look at myself in the mirror. I chose wrong. I picked wrong. You know, the whole point about dating is that you date to get to know an individual. See, dating in today's society is so freaking different, right? People are dating because they want to be in a relationship. They want to be committed. I'm in love. But dating is the process. It's supposed to be the process in which you evaluate one individual to see if the relationship is going to move towards marriage, a permanent relationship. But we ignore the red flags. And so in the dating process, it does give you the option to say, no, this person isn't for me. Now, if you ignore the red flags in the process, whose fault is that? I've been there before. There's times where my blessed behind has ignored the red flags. That's my fault. It doesn't make a whole race of individuals bad. Like all black women are bad. All Hispanic women are bad. All white women are bad. There's bad apples across the board. There's movers and shakers across the board. So when I start hearing these narratives like, do women need men? Do men need women? Hell yeah. Yes. Can a woman do a job? Can a woman do just as good of a job as men? Absolutely. Men are designed differently. So we may execute the task maybe a little bit better, maybe not a little bit better. I don't know. But we are built a certain way so that we can perform certain functions in life. I would not want to see women building bridges. I would not want to see, I don't particularly like in a war, putting women on the front lines. And it's not because they're weaker. It's because in society, I was taught as a man, I'm the one that lays my life down and I sacrifice for my family. That's how I was taught. I get we live in a different generation. I get all of that. It should be equal and we got to be doing this. And listen, at the end of the day, we all need each other. These stupid TikTok trends, these stupid social media trends have people thinking negativity before they even enter into a committed relationship. So inevitably, the relationship won't stand a chance. We need each other. I don't know when we're going to realize that. Black, white, Asian, Spanish. At the end of the day, back in the day, Black Wall Street, before it was burnt down by a different race of people, it was a bunch of black people doing very well in business, killing it, and Black Wall Street was a tragedy. I guess in a different world, integration or us integrating our lives, in some cases hurt, in some cases did better. But what I've come to understand, what I've come to realize at this point in my life, this is where we are. We all gonna be integrated. We all need each other. We need each other. So to have these dumb conversations, do women need men, to me is offensive. To have these ridiculous conversations, there's not a man alive who's gonna say he don't need a woman. I'm not talking about anybody's gay or anything like that. I'm talking about men who love women, who want to be committed and want to be married, that men know that, yes, I have a need. I need my wife. Not physically. I need my wife, her strength. My wife possesses a strength that I just don't possess at times. And vice versa. My wife possesses an ability that God put inside of her that I just don't possess. And so in that regard, we balance each other out. So yes, I need that woman. We needed a good mother. We needed aunts. We needed these things the same way we needed fathers and brothers and uncles to do right, not to destroy and abuse. This is the dumb thing. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. This kind of pissed me off. I hope I got my point across. I think sometimes the view is good, and sometimes the what goes on in the view just seems retarded. Let me not say that. My bad. Anyway, y'all, let me go. I got in trouble for saying that before on YouTube. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this video. Let me know your thoughts about it. I think it's insane that in 2024 you got these young people who haven't even cracked 21 yet, 25 yet, even got involved in life yet, and they're talking about what they do and don't need. I didn't realize what I did. I didn't start to realize what I do and don't need till about 45 years old. Period. We evolve and we grow as individuals, as people. We grow. That's part of life. So having who I was at 21, at 25 years old, he's long gone now. Anyway.